Hello, welcome back to WhatAreMovie. I am Tony.
And I'm Jack.
And we're back for Breaking Bad. It's been a little while for you guys watching at home, because we've changed up the kind of
Routine?
the order and the routine of things, and this should hopefully mean you get a Breaking Bad every Wednesday now. That's the plan. Claire's face doesn't seem to want to be happy about this, but that should be the plan. We'll get one out every Wednesday until we finish. No, that's a lie. It will change at one point. Once Mr. Robot's finished, it'll be on Mondays. There we go. But it'll just swap up a little bit. Last time was Problem Dog. So Jesse was dealing with a bunch of stuff, right?
Hank went into the station. Or was that the one before?
No, that is how it ended. So it ended with Hank giving all his evidence he's gathered and against Madrigal Electromatic, right? And he reckons it could be Gus Fring because his fingerprints were at Gal Medicus. So there we go. Jesse has agreed to kill Gus. He didn't even agree to it. He just accepted his fate at this point. He's hidden it in his cigarette. But then he went on a little mission and was a gunman for his little meeting, which didn't go too well for Gus. But there we go. And Skylar's in over her head because there's too much money. There we go. This is Breaking Bad Season 4, Episode 8, Hermanos. This aired on the 4th of September 2011, directed by Johan Renck, and written by Sam Catlin and George Mastras. We have seen Johan Renck before. It was a while ago, though. I don't think we have seen them this season, but there we go. What can you expect from this one? What does Hermanos mean? Do you know what it translates to?
No.
I believe it's brothers, because it's Los Pollos Hermanos is the chicken brothers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So maybe it'd be a bit more Gus related this episode.
Maybe, yeah. So we'll have to wait and see. Full reactions in the description. Need your own copy to watch along. Just make sure to come back when we're talking about it. Let's just get into it. Let's go. What's a little flashback?
Yeah.
Now, thank me and shake my hand.
Man, Gus is so good.
Yeah.
Do we see Gus's point of view? Or no? Who did it? Oh, that music.
One of the suspected gunmen died at the scene.
Oh.
Wounds earlier this evening at an area hospital. With the DEA and FBI.
Oh, I'm getting chills. Oh my.
I can give you the highlights. Your nephews grew impatient. They settled for DEA agent Schrader. But a phone call was placed to Agent Schrader moments before the attack, thus giving him the upper hand. Marco was shot in the face and died instantly. Leonel lingered for several hours. Juan Bolsa may have some insight into who placed it. But yesterday, the federales raided his hussy and Juan was shot dead.
Oh my god, his face.
At any rate, I thought you should hear from me.
Oh.
This is what comes for blood, Hector.
This guy.
Man. The anger in that man's face.
Yeah.
And the absolute intimidation in his.
Is this going to be another thing that we don't see anything more until, like...
Well, who knows?
Start seeing little extra bits.
Have we ever got his name? Hector.
I think so.
I don't know if we have. Maybe we have. I'm not sure. More treatment, perhaps?
More checkup?
This is the loud machine with the magnets.
Am I right?
No, quiet, no magnets.
I mean, life as I know it will never...
Excuse me.
Ugh.
I'm waiting to hear a progress report on that thing we discussed.
Damn.
So call me.
So.
Yeah.
Been the biggest wake-up call. Letting go, giving
An
up
arsehole
control.
now.
Like they say.
That is such bullshit.
Excuse me?
Never give up control. Live life on your own terms.
I mean,
He's
if that isn't the whole show.
Guess what? Every life comes with a death sentence. So every few
Yeah.
months, hell, maybe even today, I'm gonna hear some bad news.
I mean, he's a ray of sunshine, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Who's in charge? Me. That's how I live my life.
That poster is
Yeah.
perfect. Is he really in charge, do you think?
I guess not.
Considering? What camera setup? Just the chicken.
Do it again, please.
Don't mess it up or I'll bloody well get you.
This
God.
is always cooking. Yes, detective.
Oh. It's all
Oh god.
crumbling. What if he ran up and went ripped it off and just ran off?
How's Cat?
Much better, thank you.
Agent Schrader and I got a chance to catch up. Should we get started?
This already feels a bit awkward.
Yeah.
You have the right to have an attorney present.
Can't see how that would be necessary. But then again, I have no idea why I'm here. So I'm very anxious.
Oh man. He's so like cool and
Business,
collected
yeah.
though, isn't he?
Fingerprints were found at a crime scene.
That's surprising.
A drug-related homicide.
Gail Bedeker's apartment.
Oh. That's the way to get on top of this,
Admit it.
right? Yeah.
Don't try and deny it.
Yeah.
15 years ago, I established a chemistry scholarship.
Oh my god.
I named it. Gail was a recipient. I hadn't seen Gail for years.
Manager where?
At the restaurant.
Man, this is
Ran
good.
into isn't quite accurate. He invited me to dinner the following night, and I accepted.
man.
A week later, I read about him in the paper. Drug-related, you said? The paper made no mention of that.
Yeah, he wanted money, a vague investment opportunity. But it's my suspicion, yes, as to why he invited me into his home.
He's got this all planned.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a warm, gentle person. I thought a lot of him.
He climbed his business off.
He's too busy making chicken.
Were on the night of Wednesday the 23rd.
Let's see.
Checking my diary.
Yeah.
I was at a fundraiser.
He wants that diary.
He was at a fundraiser at a hospital.
Is he actually?
Wow.
Anyone else?
Is Gustavo Fring your real name?
Oh.
Is it my real name?
Chilean national. There are no records of you ever living there. No record of Gustavo Fring ever having existed
Okay.
in Chile.
Why
Well,
did
that's
they-
an interesting development.
Yeah.
Strange.
General Pinochet's government, notoriously unreliable at keeping records.
Convenient.
Yeah, very convenient.
Okay, I think that's it.
He has like an answer for everything.
He does.
Oh, no, please don't get out.
He's he's such a oh my god. He knows how to
Talk to people.
tell a story, talk to people. But he might have a slight tick.
Where is he from then? Do you know what I mean?
Or was his history erased?
Buying?
This thing with his name.
Before 86, this guy's a ghost.
State Department.
Certain degree of bias. This man has been a long-time friend of
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the easy
That being
thing.
said, I thought his story was credible.
Well, I agree. Someone he thought a lot of was murdered. He reads this and he doesn't make a phone call.
Why would you be
Those
like,
cop
I...
friends to share his connection with the case, or
I kind of get Hank's
Yeah.
thoughts, but
Well, I believed him.
poor
And that
Hank.
is the problem.
Poor Hank, man. He's on it, but huh? Oh,
$1,200 a month.
You kidding me? That's a great deal.
I suppose Huel standing outside.
Hey, champ, how's the new school? Seesaws, chasing girls with sticks?
He's laughed. What is about Huel I really like.
How's he doing?
He could be better.
He's good. He's busy.
Looks it. Oh.
Why doesn't he go in and visit?
Hey, look, I don't mind dropping checks off like Ed McMahon. If you really want to know how they're doing, why don't you go see for yourself?
Yeah. Obviously scared of.
Catch you later.
He's probably not ready to move on from Jane still, is he?
I hope Saul gets paid well. I imagine he does. Oh my god. What's she do?
Vacuum packing money.
Apparently so. Where would you hide it?
It's a good hiding space, really.
Alright?
It's a good hiding space, really.
Yeah. Well, Walt hid it in the walls, didn't he? Too much money.
Well.
Okay. The dusty space. I just remember Walt crawling through there.
Did you get the results back?
I did.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still in remission.
Nice.
I don't think he is.
Gonna have to be stuck with me for a while.
That reaction after the scan and stuff.
Yeah, I get ya.
What about you, Hank?
Getting there?
He's looking a lot
He
better.
had a big powwow without the DEA muckety-muck.
What was that about?
Nothing. Hey, Walt, do me a favor. Gem and mineral. Show them.
Oh,
Give me a lift.
that'd be a nice little outing.
You should have said, "Let's rock and roll."
Fancy. Entry-level barrels.
They're not rocks.
He's not, is he? He's making him go to Los Palos. Los Polos.
Is that what you reckon?
Yeah. He's on a stakeout.
No rock show, okay?
Hey, he actually said rock.
Take it right here.
Walt's disappointed. He was like, "I'm excited."
Hank, where are we going? You hungry?
We're not here for the chicken.
Walt's face.
Ready for your mind to be blown? Gustavo Fring. Remember him? He sponsors the DEA fund.
Act dumb.
The fun run guy, yeah. That guy, yeah. Found him.
Can't prove it, mind you, but I suspect the man's a drug dealer.
What? Well, he's not a drug dealer. He's the boss man.
I remember Gail Bedecker.
This is insane.
You said that he didn't strike you as being the boss man type, that probably there was a much bigger guy out there, right?
That was just speculation.
Didn't matter. It made me keep at it.
Well done, Walt.
Guess what I find?
It's coming back to bite him.
Fingerprints.
Gustavo Fring killed Gail Bedecker.
I mean, that would be helpful for him.
These guys used to get, like a dunce to pull the trigger.
You brought him into the police.
He sits down to talk to me. The problem is,
What did you ask him? What did he say?
Walt, will you let me finish my story here?
Sorry. Interested.
He's got an explanation for the fingerprints, all right? He's got an alibi for Gail's murder. He's got reasons for everything.
Careful.
This guy has terms of endearment.
So he's not guilty?
Officially, Fring's not a suspect.
Unofficially.
I'm telling you. Something deep down says he's my guy. Just gonna prove it.
That shot. Ugh.
I need a favor.
What favor?
The guy drives a 10-year-old Volvo. Stick this on it. GPS tracker. Got to come back later. Take it off and stick it in the computer.
Hank, isn't that illegal? I mean, some sort of...
Trust me, it's a little hard to save you. Look, it's easy, okay? Here's what you do.
God.
As you're walking past the car, shoes untied. Okay? Now, then you go inside and,
I don't feel good about this at all.
inside your car.
This is amazing.
Well, I need you to help me out here, okay? You make me beg you? Come on, just stick it in there.
Man, I love how uncomfortable this has made Walt feel. It's great.
Just act normal.
Yeah, he's been doing that so far.
I love Pop Pop.
Yeah, it's so good. He is amazing. It's crazy to think he wasn't even really a character to begin with. And then... What do you reckon? What do you reckon? Hello?
What do I reckon? Oh, they're gonna know.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
May I help you? I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
This is the first time they're face to face in ages. Wait.
Do it. May I help you with your order?
Oh my god. He must be confused as well.
What the hell is...
His face.
Still, sure it was secure.
Hey, where's my soda? Just kidding. Let's go.
He totally panicked, Walt.
Yeah.
Man.
I think I would have done it, and then when I went in there, I would have admitted what I'd done to him.
You
Do you know what I
think?
mean? Like,
Oh, I guess
wants
Walt
the tracker
panicked.
on you.
Yeah, I guess Walt would have panicked and been like, well, I'm in enough shit as it is, right?
Yeah.
He's freaking
But,
out.
you know, like, if he let him know that they could then deal with
Yeah.
it, because he's got to keep good on Hank's side as well.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I thought I was driving the man to a gem and mineral show. You and I, we've
It's
had
not
our
flashing
differences,
red.
but I would never. My brother-in-law, evidence-wise, has nothing. Not one person that he works with thinks that you are anyone other than an owner of a fast food chain. But if something were to happen to Hank, then that would only draw their attention to me as well. So we have a mutual interest in resolving this without violence. I will make sure that he discovers
This
nothing.
is insane. Are you even there? Wait. Man. It just keeps spiraling out of control, doesn't it?
Oh, that's a funky t-shirt.
That is a funky t-shirt.
I assume you haven't done it. You would tell me if you lost it, right? Asshole! You have got to make this meeting happen this week.
Oh, man.
Tonight, if possible.
Tonight? What are you, high?
My brother-in-law. My DEA agent brother-in-law. He's on to Gus.
If this is like math or algebra, and you add a plus douchebag to a minus douchebag, then you get like 0 douchebags.
Oh, he's doing Hank.
Hank catching Gus equals Hank catching us.
Oh, he's a poet.
Relentless.
Yeah, well, he's got nothing. Think a dude like Gus would let your boy anywhere near him? He'll break out his box cutter on his sword gimp ass.
Yeah.
You haven't even seen him since that time at the diner.
Wonder if he would say and be like, well, yeah, but there was like 100 gunmen around him. So,
All right.
when Walt thinks, you know, something's...
Figuring that we've talked.
Tell Mike that you are worried about Hank's investigation.
Hank already knows who you are, by the way. And besides, you
By the way, yeah, he
actually
beat him
did
up.
kill Gale, so there's that.
Thanks for reminding me. Jeez.
Request a sit down with Gus so you can discuss what you would say in case Hank brings you in for questioning.
He's just gonna tell me to shut my mouth if I get busted.
I
He
mean-
ain't gonna set up no meeting.
Well, then insist on it, damn it!
God, well,
He will meet with you if he thinks that you're a liability.
No, he will waste me if he thinks I'm a liability.
Jesse knows what's up.
Whatever, man. I'm pissed.
Walt is freaking the hell
Yeah,
out.
he is.
Jesse is just like, nah, we're in this situation.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Like, what did you expect when you got into this?
Jesse is also accepting of the situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas Walt is in denial of the situation
Yeah.
in which he is in.
Was that a phone sound in the show? It was, right? Oh. That's kind of not good.
I think you got a phone call.
Oh, I see what he's doing.
Anything important?
Just trying to see if he's double crossing him.
Yeah, if he's hiding anything. And I think he may have found his answer.
Yeah.
It's crazy that he's got those
Yeah.
CCTV next to the chicken shop.
Did some digging around.
I like this shot.
Neither the DEA nor the APD considers you a person of interest.
Hey, we're watching that.
Does he have resources?
Just him, his credit card, and his chauffeur Walter.
From what I hear, you'd be committing career suicide.
No warrant for the tracking device on my car. What about Chile?
If I can't find any trace of you before '89, I seriously doubt Schrader can.
Seems to me the bigger problem's the cartel. We can handle them if that's all we've got on our plate.
There's a lot going on.
But dealing with both Schrader and the Mexicans at the same time, if he happens to be watching when they make
Yeah, that is a problem.
Yeah.
it could be the perfect storm.
Jeez. Yeah, because if he just catches him, like,
Yeah.
interacting. So he's been there the whole time.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
There's no warrant out for it, so Hank can't question it
No.
without putting himself in the ship
Yeah,
for
exactly.
doing it.
Yeah. Wow. What will they tell him this time?
Yeah.
The cartel has given me its ultimatum, to which I've said no. DEA agent Schrader, he's a concern. He's looking into my past.
Will we... Oh, I was going to say, will we hear about his past? But I didn't want to. Oof.
Is today the day, Hector?
Did I fall?
Hey, that's a young Gus. Hey.
Young Hector.
Yeah.
Taking a piss in the pool.
Didn't he just come from inside? Could he have done it in there?
Yeah.
very...
I guess he's just making a point.
It's very yellow.
El jefe te va a cortar los huevos.
Les gusta lo que ven.
What? Hey. He looks young as well. They all look really young. It's really good. De-aging on them all.
Si el jefe quiere que ellos tomen.
Los pollos hermanos.
The Chicken Brothers.
Me gusta su restaurante.
Y no me parecen hermanos.
Por fin, los grandes chefs. Ustedes dos. Ese pollo que cocinan, que es el más sabroso en todo México.
Max es el chef.
No habría restaurante sin él.
Bueno, de cualquier manera que sazonado, es picosito.
That's made me hungry right now.
Yeah. You've got Southern Fried Chicken.
Es una
Yeah.
receta que aprendí en Chile.
De las operaciones.
Pero dígame una cosa.
I'm like, what is...
Tan excelente.
There's a lot of focus on the chicken.
¿Qué tienen en el menú?
De arroz, frijoles.
Nada más. Vamos, sean honestos. Un plato, un bocadillo. ¿Sabes por qué? Porque cuando yo mando a mis hombres a su restaurante, ellos regresan no solamente con el pollo, sino regresan drogados. Metanfetamina. ¿No?
He sniffed out their business.
Yo no sorprendí. Les di muestras. Para presentarle el producto.
Don Eladio, Gustavo no lo quiso ofender. Queremos trabajar con usted, Don Eladio.
So interesting to see how people try to get attention of someone bigger.
La cocaína para los pobres.
Yeah, cocaine would have been the big thing in the 80s.
Yeah.
Bikers. Y los hillbillies. Y ahí no hay plata.
Well.
Si me permite, Don Eladio.
Sus ganancias, quizás hasta la cuadruplicaría.
That's a business
Yeah, it is.
pitch, isn't it?
Son buenos para hablar pendejadas.
That's very demeaning,
En
isn't it?
este momento, usted negoció exclusivamente con cocaína. Usted no es más que un intermediario por los colombianos. Le dan un porcentaje. Pero la mayor parte de las ganancias es para ellos.
Damn, he's got some balls there, this time.
Es que es totalmente artificial. Le podemos mostrar cómo fabricarla.
Yeah, I guess.
Aquí
It's
mismo en
all
México.
chemical, right?
Y usted se queda con toda la ganancia.
Héctor, ¿cómo no lo ofreces a
Hector,
los
gotta say.
invitados? Las copas. Ándale pues, mamá. ¿No? ¿No es cierto?
What does he do?
Podemos montar un laboratorio para usted en grandes cantidades.
Damn, they were setting this up long ago.
Yeah.
Tú eres el cocinero. ¿Para qué lo necesito a él? ¿Por qué tengo que hacer negocio con un hombre que me falta respeto, tratando de negocios bajo mis narices,
Oh,
con permiso mío, y que me manipula para hacer esta reunión? ¿Para qué te quiero?
Le pido disculpas si no ofendí. Yo simplemente tomé la iniciativa. No fue
Hermano, para mí este hombre es la persona más leal, más honorable que yo he conocido. En el adiós, Gustavo es un genio y le hará millones de dólares. Solamente deje que su corazón lo perdone por este pequeño error.
That guy's panicking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yo lo necesito. Él es mi compañero. Por favor, se lo...
My God. Ugh. Man. Oh. Jesus Christ.
Tú le hiciste eso. Ahora.
My God.
Now this is how they become enemies, wasn't it?
I mean, you could see it in his face instantly. Gus's, yeah.
Escúchame, la única razón es porque yo sé quién eres tú. Pero entiéndeme bien, ya no estás en Chile.
My God.
Like, what happened in Chile? There's been a lot of Chile references in
Yeah. It's history.
Mi consejo, quédate con los pollos.
Man. He is had... Ah, God. The visuals of that whole scene, like, insane. My God.
Well,
Gus has had a vendetta for a very long time against Hector and these guys.
The cartel.
The cartel, yeah. Man, the imagery. Jeez.
Look at me, Hector. Look at me.
I don't think he wants to.
Maybe next time.
He's just messing with him, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, oh my God.
Yeah.
That episode.
Oh, where's she off to?
Claire's distracted by the cat. I'm just listening to this. She's on a little adventure. Ooh. Man, this theme. With that sound of the blood.
Yeah.
That was Hermanos. What did you think of that?
It was really good.
It was very good.
Yeah.
I really like it.
Didn't get any car wash.
Didn't need it.
No.
Didn't need
No.
it. We got a story of brothers.
Yeah, and we got
Many,
a bit of
kind of multiple brothers, if that makes sense.
Jessie with I can't remember her name.
Andrea.
We saw that he's
Yeah.
paying for them to
What?
get out of.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I said that.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't. Yeah, sorry.
You didn't listen to me. So it turns out Jessie's paying for them to get out of the neighbourhood they were in because of it was.
We had some really cool mic and walk moments. Yeah, really good. And I really love this is a Gus-centric episode.
Yeah.
Which I really like, because we don't know much about him really, and now we're getting a lot more info about him, which is really nice. Which you probably should have guessed from the title.
Yeah. I did say about it being a Gus.
Yeah, so
before it.
there we go.
There's still so many unanswered questions.
Oh yeah,
about
of course,
Gus.
but we still got however many, we've got a season and a bit left of this show, so and it's this show, you can get it sometimes. I'm quite surprised they didn't. I guess they've done it before in other seasons. I'm quite surprised we didn't get in episode 1 a shot of that pool.
Yeah.
And then every so often, the pool and then blood. Do you know what I mean? But it was just this episode, so yeah. I guess you couldn't really do that with the start of the season.
No.
Because it box cut was the first episode, and it literally carried on from what happened with Gail. So there we go. But we started with a recap of what happened with the twins, but it was more actually a recap of Hector.
Yes.
and Gus's relationship, kind of.
Yeah.
So we saw, obviously, him
telling him...
talking to Walt in the hospital, him telling him about the other twin dying, and then Mike dropping the whatever it was, needle, I presume, because he was told to get rid of him. I like how he left that little detail out of his story to Hector. He wasn't like, oh yeah, and then I finished him off. He was just like, oh, the other one, Lionel, I think, hung on for a little longer. But there you go.
But he did kind of say it was him, because he said blood for blood.
Yes, exactly. So so he basically goes to meet Hector. Hector's watching it on the news, effectively.
So I'll give you an update.
Yeah, I like the pulling of the chair and sitting in front of him.
Someone called him just before.
Yeah, so basically he was saying, he told him the whole story of how the twins wanted Walt and kept pressuring me for it, but then they settled for
The
DEA agent
but
Hank.
Someone phoned him to give him a warning.
Yep, which gave Hank the upper hand, and the first one, I can't remember his name, it was Lionel, and I can't remember, but he was shot in the head instantly, done.
Yeah.
The other one hung on for a little bit longer. Blood for blood, Hector.
Yeah.
Hector, look at me, Hector. I love that line. It's so cute. I love their relationship. He is seething with rage, Hector. What a good actor, man.
Yeah.
Like, we've seen him, he's in Person of Interest as well, which is very interesting because they said Person of Interest in this episode. But, and obviously we've seen in the flashbacks him acting as a younger him.
Yeah.
Which is so good. He's very good.
Yeah.
He is seething, and Gus is like reveling at this. He's like, he's very like pleased with himself and what he's doing. It's retribution, basically. We learn for he's gone through. We cut to Walt having a scan. There's a guy in the room.
Oh yeah.
And the guy's like, oh, is this the loud one with the magnets? He's like, no, this is the PT scan.
That goes with the X-ray scan, and then so no.
And then this guy is just like opening up about what's happening to him.
You can tell he's nervous. And
He's
just got a wife, and they were going to start a family, but then a doctor.
He's like, no, wait a sec. What was it about? Something about a meetup or something, he said.
I need an update. That's all he said.
Yeah, so that was it, really.
Yeah.
And then the guy said something about man laughs while God plans or something like that. And then Walt's like, that's bullshit.
Yeah, the only person in charge of your life is you.
Well, he said live life on your own terms.
Yeah.
Because like, he's like, when I found out about like the cancer, it's a death sentence, right? But everyone is living with a death sentence.
Yes.
We all are going to die. So there we go. And it cuts to his face, like in the he says about being in control.
Yes.
And that's what I did from the moment I found out I was in control.
Because any day I could come in here and
it could be the bad news. Yeah. And then it cuts to him in the
which
lab.
He looks a bit off, which makes me wonder if
I mean, it's either
bad,
that,
but he won't admit it because I don't think he'd admitted to his family that it is back.
It could either be that it's back or bad news, or it could be a nice contrast of him saying, I'm in control, I've been in control this whole time, cutting to him in this lab where he has no control.
Yeah.
And he's miserable.
I guess so.
And he's spiraling out of his control. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yes.
This is when Gus is at work. God, I worked at McDonald's, so like I feel for that guy. Like I mean, it's a job. Like it's fine, but like he was telling the guy how to clean the thing properly.
Oh, yeah.
Do it again. He wasn't being mean about it or anything.
Filtered water.
Yeah, it wasn't being
because there's a residue.
Yeah, he wasn't being mean about it, but I'm just like flashbacks to not that I was a manager in the end, but yeah, he just off track. Anyway, he got a phone call.
Yeah.
And he's asked detective. He says he's
I'll
asked
be
in
right
for a
down there.
meeting. Yeah, what did you think of this whole situation? What did you think was gonna happen?
I feel like he's the type of guy that's going to get out of it no matter what. Because he can string a good story together.
Yeah.
And it's a very believable story, even if it's not even true.
Yeah, it's all in the details, and he's very... I mean, we learnt this from the beginning, before we even met Gus.
Yeah.
Saul was like, I know a guy, but he's very careful, like you.
Yeah.
So, but it's him just sitting...
The courthouse.
Sitting there?
Yep. The door opens and we see that Hank's in there.
But we also see something else.
That there is a wanted poster for
Victor.
Victor.
Yeah. Which I joked he should run up and just tear it off. It's like, problem solved. It's like video gaming. Reminds me of Assassin's Creed. But yeah, he's like, his face, like, he doesn't really give anything away, but he says so much
shit.
with his face at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you see the glimpse of Hank, through the door, which is crazy. But we go in, have a little meeting, but he's so convincing in his like story. He's got this whole double life of being this friend of the DEA, a fundraiser, a helper.
Even when he goes in, he's like, "Oh, how's your wife?
Yeah.
How was the food you had with me the other
meal?
day?
How was this?"
It's reaffirming.
It's
the
literally what they
connections.
said before in another episode. Keep your enemies closer.
Yeah.
It was literally what Hank said.
Yeah.
Friends close, but enemies closer, and that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like, it's smart. He's so smart about it.
Because that's when they let him know that his fingerprint was found in a homicide.
Well, they even like to him, like, do you want to lie? And he's like, oh, I don't know why I would need one.
Yeah.
Then again, I don't know why I'm here. I'm quite anxious. Let me know. Yeah.
His fingerprint was found in a homicide crime scene, which is related to drugs. And that's when he's like, Gail
Betica.
And
they're like, this is so good as well. He's like ahead of them, which is perfect.
Point. You're going to look more suspicious if you deny.
He's ahead of them in the right way, though. He's not like tripping himself up or making himself look guilty. He's ahead of them in the fact that his alibi is solid. He doesn't even need them to tell him why he's there.
No, he said that he saw him a few weeks ago, and then he saw that he died in the paper, but it didn't say it was drug related.
Yeah, they must have missed that out.
Yeah.
He knew Gal from he had a chemistry scholarship. And Gail was one of his students, like 12 or so passed or something, he said like that, right? Yeah, and then he come to catch up with me at the restaurant and then had a business offer.
Yeah, and we had dinner at his.
And it was lovely, and I declined his offer. Yeah. But there you go. And he was like, I always saw Gail as like, he had good intentions. Or but he would cut corners, which is, I don't know, it's kind of mean, isn't it? They're all throwing Gail under the bus at this point, which... they kind of have to, so,
So they ask him where his whereabouts were on the day.
Oh,
We're
let
not
me
suspecting
check.
you. Charity fundraiser at the hospital.
7 till 10. It's so good. Yeah, he's got an answer for everything. And that's when Hank is like, oh no, they're like, any other questions? Everyone seems happy. And they're like, oh, this is good.
Then Hank's like,
what's your real name? It's Gustavo Fring, your real name. It's like, excuse me, my real name? It's like, well, you lived in Chile, you grew up in Chile.
Yep.
But there's no record of you there.
No.
You moved to Mexico and then,
Yep.
No record of you before 86, right? And he moved out of Mexico 89 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he seems to be blaming it on the useless records they kept.
Yeah, he said, the administration there, like, they were very bad with their human rights.
Yeah.
So their records were also terrible. Such a good cover-up story for everything. What is his backstory though in Chile? Yeah. We got a bit of his backstory though after the Chile, which is really cool. So yeah, but that's Hank being a little suspicious, more suspicious. But they're all. So he leaves, and he's even like, it's even no, don't get up, and then he passes him his little walker.
Yeah.
It's so good. He's just too good.
Yeah, that's when we find out that the GA, they're all happy.
We're all happy. I believe him.
They'll look further into a few bits, but...
Yeah, I believe him. I think it's case closed. And that's what, when Hank's like, yeah, it's a good story, but...
Yeah.
Hank's right on the money. He's on it, but it must be so hard to prove, because he's putting up a good story.
Covering his tracks.
Yeah, so... There we go. We cut to Saul Goodman. At Andrew's new house. Her and Brock have moved into a new place.
$1,200 a month.
Like, that's a steal. I love how he's always such a nice. I say a nice guy. He's a good guy. He's very much a people person. He's very good at talking to people, even the kid.
Yeah, and he gives us some extra money for this week if there's anything that's come up with moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if we get a nice shot of you all outside and the woman like.
And then there's this whole conversation with Saul and the kid and the school and
he's like,
girls with sticks.
I loved school at your age doing this.
But I didn't find out she liked me until 5th grade, and then she moved to you're like Saul's
like
gone on a tangent.
He connects with
he's
people.
gone on a tangent.
He's a good people person. as he's going to leave, though, she's like, "How is he?" It's just, he's okay, you know, busy. Yeah, I can't see Hill now without thinking of Always Sunny, because the last Always Sunny we watched, which you won't have seen yet, actually. Spoilers if you watch that as well as this. He makes an appearance, the actor. So yeah. But I imagine most people who watch reactions of stuff. Well, I guess this is a different show, so it's a bit hard. But they would have already seen the episode before watching the reaction. So, yeah. There we go. But yeah, he cuts in the car and talks to... Jesse's in the car just waiting. And he's like, how is it? And he's like, yeah, it's fine. But, like, look, I don't mind dropping off the monnie, but...
If you want to know how they are, just go and ask.
Yeah. He's like, oh, whatever. See you later. So you don't need a lift. Saul looks a bit worried about him.
Yeah.
This whole thing is kind of like it's like a stack of cards, this whole situation. Yeah. It's like very wobbly.
Yeah, if one moves in the wrong place.
Yeah, it needs sellotape for it, like. Yeah. There you go. We cut to vacuum packing money. That's where she's
really
hiding.
neat hiding space.
Yeah, hiding.
Until you go to hang it all up in the wardrobe and then the
just
wardrobe
crashes
breaks
down,
because...
Yeah.
Then it ends up
That's
under
crazy
the floor.
though, as well. Yes, so it ends up in the space underneath the floorboards.
Yeah, been there already once.
Yeah. It's all cobwebby. But it's crazy to think that is hiding right underneath.
Yeah.
And Hank's there.
Yeah.
It's like
Hank
the
and Maria
secrets
around
people.
for dinner.
Secrets people can hide. Yeah.
Yeah. I like how Marie's like, so Hank was doing something at work, sort of that, like.
Yeah, he's been very suspicious. Yeah. I like the little joke Hank made about Maria as well. She's like, I'm going for management. He's like, oh, watch out, middle America, corporate America or whatever.
Yeah, because they're talking about how Skylar dealing with managing.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's when.
Walt Jr.
Is he going by Walt Jr. now? I believe he is, right?
yeah.
We haven't really, because they keep saying Junior. They haven't said Flynn for a long time. So, like,
Walt Jr. asked how the scam was.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I'm still in remission. And they're like, oh.
Yeah. He's like, what about you, Hank? How are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm alright, you know. He's like, and that's when Marie's like, oh, he's been busy doing secret stuff. Met up with all these DEA guys and they're not telling me. And then he's like, oh, what is it? It's like, oh, it's a dead end. He's like, oh, you know what? And then they talk about the rock. There's a rock convention tomorrow or a mineral thing. Do you mind giving me a lift? There we go, and then we cut to him giving him a lift.
Yeah.
And Walt's very excited about minerals.
Yeah,
he's
just
just
about all these minerals he had in school and like
I joked about him.
And...
I joked about him making a pun, rock and roll.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh wait, they're not called rocks. But then Hank called him a rock.
Yeah,
he said,
did.
Look, there's no rock convention, like.
But Hank is just giving him directions, like turn right here, turn right here.
And that's when Walt's like, where are we going? And he's like, he basically did it to not freak out Marie.
Yeah, no, because I think because Walt's just nattering about rocks.
Yeah.
But then Hank is like, look, we're not going to a rock show.
No, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what he said.
And then we end up at
Los Pollos Hermanos.
Yeah, the most hilarious scene ever.
Yeah, so this is when Hank reveals to him
what's been going on and who.
But I like how he's like, do you remember Gustavo Fring? And he's like, who?
Yeah.
That guy, like, that came around by the hospital. He's like, who? He's like, the fun run guy. And he's like, oh, yeah, the fun run guy.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, and he's like, I think he's basically this big drug lord.
Yeah.
And that's when
he wants him to put a tracker on.
Yeah,
the
basically
car.
he wants to put a tracker on the car. It's like, isn't that legal? He's like, well, it's extra legal, you know, just hush between us.
And then next to us,
it's so good.
The car pulls up and it is.
Because it's out of focus, and then it just focuses in, and he's like.
Then he gets his newspaper out, like.
It's so good. It's amazing.
And you can see Hank looking at him like, please do this.
And then Walt's face is like,
I don't feel comfortable with it. Like, I don't know about this. And it's just like,
Hank's
in the background, it's like.
Yeah. Hank's like, do you want me to beg? Like, seriously, man. Throw me a bone here. Like, just help.
Look like you're tying your shoe.
Yeah. And then he gets out, pretends to tie shoe, but then goes into the restaurant.
Yep.
Yeah.
Goes to order, and then Gus
comes up. This is the first time they've come face to face.
How can I help you?
Since Box Cutter, right? Or since around that time. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Madness.
He's like,
I didn't do it.
Yeah, I didn't do it.
Do it. Do it. It's like, do it. His face is so good. May I help you with your order? He's like, He walks out with a drink.
And then he ducks down again, and Hank's like,
what the hell is he doing?
Yeah, but he sticks it on and then gets
I like how, I think it's a really nice cut, like, maybe I'm imagining, but it's the sound of him attaching it and then the door opening.
Yeah.
Like, it cuts, it's like a match cut.
So then when Walt gets into the car, he says, I was just checking it was okay. It was placed okay.
Where's my soda?
Yeah.
So, no, I'm just, let's go. Yeah. So cool. And that's when Mike watches them go as well. Yeah. It's even like the whole point of like another careful thing. Like obviously Hank's like he drives that 10-year-old like Volvo or whatever, and he's like it's crazy. Like because obviously like this is the whole point Skylar was making about being careful with things.
Yeah.
With like buying that fancy car.
Yeah.
Like it puts a spotlight on it.
Yeah.
Whereas he's just driving this 10-year-old Volvo, like estate car or whatever it is. No one's gonna like bat an eyelid. I mean, if he had a fancier car, you'd be like, oh yeah, he's the owner of a chicken shop. Why wouldn't he? But he's just playing it cool, playing it calm. Walt is freaking out. He goes to the lab and he's like freaking. Yeah. And he just talks to the camera. He's like, look, I didn't know he was investigating you. I had no idea. He has nothing on you. The DAA, as far as they're concerned, don't care about you. Yeah. I didn't even know he was taking me to your restaurant. I was just,
He said a rock show.
Yeah. So, there we go. Yeah. It's crazy. We cut to Jesse's. He goes around to Jesse's.
Yeah.
And he's like, why haven't you done it? What's going on?
Have you seen him?
He's like, no. Like,
Have you lost it?
No. Then he takes the cigarettes. He's looking. He's like with
You need to do a meeting tonight.
He says something about Gus being the way he is. Like I couldn't. Like he's ahead of me. Like because like even that moment where he walked into the restaurant, Gus knew what was happening.
Yeah.
And that's why he confronted Walt there. Yeah. But it's on his terms all the time. So.
And then it's like Walt says to Jesse, like, if Hank gets Gus, he gets us.
Yeah. Don't need to spell this out to you. And then he's like, he must have known we've spoken about this.
Yeah.
Well, I like how Jesse's like, well, it's like maths or algebra or whatever, right? It's like plus douchebag equals minus douchebag. Because he's talking about Hank.
Plus douchebag minus douchebag equals no douchebag.
Yeah. So,
It's like,
he's talking about Hank and obviously Gus. Yeah. So, yeah. And then, I can't remember what Walt says, but he says he can't, like, Gus being caught means us getting caught, basically.
Yeah. So. It just is like, I'm going to take a piss.
He also says, what does he say? God, my mind's gone blank.
Something about
he says
Hank
if he's
knowing
suspicious
who Jesse is,
of Jesse, then like he'll like question you or something like that. And he's like, no, if he's suspicious of me, he'll waste me. That's the end of that. Like if he thinks,
so he says, ask for a meeting because you're worried that they're getting close.
Yes.
If he gets questioned, what does he say? He kind of wants to coach in.
Mike will say, if I get questioned, keep my mouth shut.
Yeah.
That's literally it. So, yeah. Jesse's kind of. I can see where Walt's coming from, but Walt is panicking a lot.
Yeah.
But he's trying to again take control of everything, where it's just out of his control. Yeah. It's just spiraling. But yeah, that's when Jesse goes out of the room, and the phone goes off. It's Jesse's phone, and Walt looks, and it's
Meeting's tonight's cancelled.
Yeah, boss is busy.
Yeah.
And then he hides it, and then when Jesse comes back, he's like, your phone went off. And then Jesse's looking at it, and he's like, anything important? And he's like, so we get close up on Walt's face, like, that was a test. I think you failed, Jesse, but I mean, I don't blame Jesse for hiding stuff.
I would. Yeah. He is like a walking tornado.
Yeah.
Like he's destroying anything in his path.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Path. Yeah. Hello.
His brain's melted. Anyway, there we go. We get Gus talking to Mike on the phone, asking if what's like
there's been no warrant.
Is the tracker like legal?
Yeah,
there's like, no
warrant for it.
He's going solo. If they even like if his bosses get sniffed that he's like going after you, he's going to be in deep shit.
Career
basically.
suicide.
Exactly. Yeah. So as far as the DEA and everyone's concerned, you're not a suspect.
Yeah, you're just a.
And he's like, what about Chili? And like, well, if I can't find anything about you, no one can. What is this past? Yeah, man. There we go. I like how he says, Mike's like, the problem is if we've got Hank doing this and then the cartel are like gonna make a move on something.
Hank's watching us the same time the cartel strike.
That's gonna be the perfect storm of like, well, you'll get caught, so it's gonna be.
And is that when Gus goes to visit someone in the cartel?
Yes. So Gus goes to visit Hector. And I like
today will be the day.
Yeah. And he's like but then we get like a quick flashback to the drips and they're like, and it cuts back again and he like says more to him. He's like, oh, I thought we weren't gonna get anything, and then it fully cuts in. It's like he's younger. And it's like yeah, what do you think of this? Mexico?
Yeah, it's definitely Mexico.
A lot of people, there has been a criticism of this show a little bit. Of how yellow Mexico looks. It's so yellow.
It's quite hazy, shall we say.
Yeah. But I like it. It's a style.
But it also differentiates, like, this is a past scene that we're looking at.
Yeah, I think as well, I think they kind of did it in a way to hide the de-aging a little bit as well.
Maybe, yeah.
But I like it anyway. I like the look of it. It looks really striking and interesting to me. And you get a different vibe from it. So it's a different time, a different vibe, different place.
Yeah, so we're in like the 80s sort of time, aren't we?
Yes.
And we meet a new character that is with Gus.
We've got Gus and his brother, the chicken brothers. Yeah. But there's a guy sitting with them, and then Hector walks out. Younger, walks out. Pees in the pool.
Tequila, I guess.
Well, no, pees in the pool first.
Yeah, pees in the pool first.
And then the other guy comes out. He's like, "What are you doing?" The boss is gonna freak out. He's like, "Well, I'm not. You're not gonna tell, are you?" And these aren't.
Yeah.
They like what they see, don't they? And he's like, "Man, Hector is like." Remember, the only other flashback of Hector we've got is when he tried to pretended to drown. Well, not even pretended. He was drowning one of the twins. Yeah. Hector is messed up.
He is.
Like, just his demeanor and everything about him, like, yeah.
This is where we learnt that they were meeting with, what's his name?
Don Eladio.
Yeah. Who I'm guessing is the cartel.
Yeah. This is cartel. He's
who
the
doing
Don.
cocaine at this time.
Yeah.
And we find out that some of his guys had been to the chicken shop.
Yeah, so basically he's going on about how good the chicken is and how amazing they are. And he asks, he's like, "Oh, you're the cook, so who's this guy?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Well, he's the businessman. He runs the business."
And then he says something about selling drugs to
his men.
And they were like, "We didn't sell them, we gave them
He's
samples."
like, "You sell more than chicken, right?" No, because like at first he's like prodding them. He's like, "So what else do you sell?" And then the guy's like, "Well, beans, and we do this and that." He's like, "But something else, right? There's got to be more."
So my guys came back with something.
Drugs. Yeah. It's like, and that's when Gus is like, "We didn't sell them." Methamphetamine.
Yes, that's the one.
He's like, "We didn't sell them. We
gave them samples."
They were like samples, yeah. So, just to show you our product and what we do.
It's kind of referred to as the cheap man's cocaine or something.
Yeah, it's because well, that's the thing. In the that
cocaine
time,
was
cocaine was huge. Yeah, it's the big thing. But Gus makes the point of like, so he sells it to him. He's like, cocaine's like not that great, and you're basically the Colombians are the ones running this.
Yeah,
like you're just
with this we can set it up here.
You're only getting a portion. You're only getting a portion of the profits for doing most of the legwork. And it's like
you can get all the profits.
And with methamphetamine, it's artificial, so you don't need a plant. You don't need somewhere to grow it, like because you can't grow the plant in Mexico, is what they were saying. So with methamphetamine, doesn't matter.
And it's cheaper to make. And everything.
Your profits will triple, quadruple.
Highly addictive.
Well, the one they're making is not like the cheap biker and crank. It's pure. Glass-like. It's glass-like. It's and it's very addictive. And I like at one point, I don't know when it happens, but one of the other guys, not Hector, the one in the middle, he says how he's a bit like they're talking about him being a businessman, and he's like he's a business manure or something, right? He's like just shoveling shit, basically. So they're very like dismissive of what they're selling, basically. Yeah. But yeah, so they're basically
about like how does he know, and studied biochemistry.
Yes, and Gus taught him everything he knew.
Paid for his education.
Yeah.
Even he says something about chili.
Yeah, it was mentioned about, that was the chicken. He was talking about, like, I bet we like more chili than you Chileans. Like, so.
Also, near the end of this, I swear he said something about you're not in Chile anymore.
That was at the end. That word,
Sorry,
I won't, Oh, big dealings going on after this. So then, I think that's basically it. But no, the Don is like, so let me get this straight. You're
the cook.
You manipulate this whole situation to get a meeting with me in front of my men. You do this under my nose just to get a meeting and like try and sell me.
But you're the cook and you're the businessman, so
what do I need you for?
Yeah, I don't need you for anything.
Yeah. And then that's when he's like, Hector, didn't you get our glasses for our friends?
Yeah.
And that's when he walks over and I'm like, what is he doing?
He wasn't getting glasses.
Yeah.
And you kind of think that Gus is about... Well, you wouldn't think Gus is about to die because we obviously...
Oh, this is the point though as well, sorry. Yeah, well, that kind of like... Yeah, that's the feeling you get. I mean, it kind of... They did it very well because, like, obviously you're like, well, Gus is going to survive and we've never met this other guy before. No. But the way they did it was very clever. But the other guy, the cook, is freaking out. He's like, look, he's a great guy. I need him. He's amazing. And also Gus is like, I didn't mean to insult you. This is just, I used my intuition or my... to, like, get this meeting and get this set up because I feel like we can make a lot of money together.
Yeah.
And then...
Bam.
We don't even see the gunshot.
No.
We just see blood on his face. It's like,
Gus.
the acting from so many of these actors in their face is so good. Like they just, you can see it. His face is like shocked, and then it just turn around and there's just.
And then Gus goes.
Well, there's just blood pissing out.
Yeah.
I love the visual.
Because then Gus goes to attack.
Yeah, but Gus, like
Hector.
first of all, he looks at Hector. Hector's just like his demeanor, the way he stands is like, and Gus just has like he has venom and anger and hate in his eyes.
On the floor and tell him to look at the other guy's face.
Yeah.
That's when they're like,
they just hold like Hector has his boot to his face, like staring at the blood dripping in.
So you can kind of really see Gus's motivation.
Oh, his anger and his pure hatred towards Hector.
The empire that he's now built on this mess that nobody wanted.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like
they all doubted him and all. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's basically like, he's played Hector. Like, this is why he's tormenting Hector. He's played him so well. He's killed the twins off. He got rid of. He even mentioned how they raided the guy's house.
Yeah.
Because the guy in the middle was the guy that got shot, right? Yeah. By the SWAT team. He was the. I guess he was the new Don at the time. It seemed like it. He seemed like he was quite high up.
Yeah.
So. But he basically told Hector how he got him killed as well.
Yeah.
And he's just toying with him.
He is.
He's literally just messing with him. Because he knows Hector can't do anything. Like, it's payback.
It is.
And that's basically... Oh, and this is where he's like, look at me, Hector. Look at me. Yeah. Maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
And he just walks off. And that's it. That's the episode. My God.
Yeah.
More of Gus's story. See why he is like he is.
Yeah.
But he's still cool and collected this whole time.
He is.
But there we go, that was Hermanos. I like the title as well. It's obviously in reference to the Chicken Brothers, them two, and what it did to them. But I feel like it's also kind of a reference in Walt and Hank.
Yeah.
Because they're brother-in-laws.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what they're dealing with and the crazy relationship they got going on. Yeah. There we go, that was episode 8. We've got 5 more, I believe, in this season. And then we'll be on the final season of Breaking Bad. But it doesn't end there, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately, it doesn't end there, fortunately. We've got a whole 6 more seasons of stuff in this universe after that. Which is insane. I have no idea. Like, I think I mentioned at the beginning of this, I've watched the first episode of Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
I watched the very first one, and that is it. I've not watched any more. So I don't know where it goes or what it's like or the feeling, but... I mean, Saul, if anyone could carry their own show, Saul Goodman could carry their own show. But there we go. Like I said, though, I don't know if we're going straight to Better Call Saul after. It all depends. We'll see what happens. However, next on the channel will be Person of Interest. And we'll be back, hopefully, with Breaking Bad in a week's time. Rather than the longer waits you've been having, we'll be trying to get them out once a week. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching, and we shall see you then. Goodbye.